Today is very auspicious day, Disappearance Day of Srila Jayadev Goswami. Our Gurudev wrote his biography, but I will just in summary. Srila Jayadev Goswami, he appeared in either 11th or 12th century of the Shaka era. He appeared in village Kendubilva, which is near to Ekachakra. There is one river there, Ajaya river, and Jayadev Goswami found his Radha Madhav deities in this river's waters. They were self-manifested. He just found them. And it is also stated there that he used to rest and worship at the temple of Shiva known as Lord Kusheshwar, which is also on the banks of the Ajaya river. His father was Bojadev and his mother Bhamadevi. Vaishnavas, they also worship Shiva, but as a Vaishnava, not as separate God, but as a Vaishnava. They pray to him for devotion to Krishna. Then, from there, he moved to Navadip and was staying there. We go during Parikrama from that Barakuna Ghat and that places up towards Ganga Nagar. There in between, there is a place of Jayadev Goswami. He was staying there doing bhajan and writing songs. At that time, Lakshman Sen was the king of Navadip and that area. So once the chief scholar of Govardhan, chief scholar of the king named Govardhanacharya, he king, when he heard Dashavatar Stotram written by Jayadev Goswami, we were singing that. Pralaya Payode Jale Dritavanasilidam and Tavakara Kamala Varena Kamadbhutashin. All these 10 avatars we are singing, he wrote at that time. So king was very impressed by this song, so he asked that his scholar there, Govardhanacharya, then he told him it was Jayadev Goswami who wrote that song. So king wanted to meet him, and he went in incognito, means he was dressed like a poor man, because he knows that sadhus, they don't want to meet some wealthy person, king. They're like more materialistic. So he went there and he spoke with him. Then he told him that he's actually king and that he's requesting him to come and stay at his palace. Then Jayadev Goswami became annoyed. He did not like this proposal because Gurudev told those who got the taste of serving Supreme Lord, they're having internal bliss. They don't like this external opulence and so much material comfort like this. They don't like. So they are naturally renounced and they don't want. So he refused, and he even told him, no, I will not stay here. You are giving such proposals. I will go to Jagannath Puri. Then king became afraid of losing his association. Then he said, no, please don't go to Jagannath Puri. I will not visit you anymore. Only if you will request me to come, then I will come. But I will not disturb your bhajan. There is one place there on the other side of the river, Champakahata. Now they say Champahati. There is a very nice place, secluded place. You can do your bhajan there, but remain within my kingdom. So I will construct one hut for you, very simple hut. So you do your worship there, and I will not visit you according to my desire. only if you will. Then Jayadev agreed. So in that Champahati, he was worshipping Radha Madhav deities, and he also got darshan of Mahaprabhu, who is Radha Madhav combined. When he was worshipping, he got, and he could not understand. That is why he is one of the personal associates of Mahaprabhu. He appeared 200-300 years before Mahaprabhu, but he's counted. Why? Because he got that darshan. So then Mahaprabhu told him that you should go to Puri, because before you said you want to go to Puri, so you should go, you should take darshan of Jagannath, and you should write that Gita Govinda. Later on, when I will appear, I will relish your song on that in Puri, on the shore of the ocean. So you should go there. But the Jayadev Goswami was sad why he said this, and he didn't want to leave Navadip. We read this in Navadip Dhammahatmya, but because it was the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he went, and there in Jagannath Puri, he wrote Gita Govinda. But before that, you heard, there was one Brahmin. He had no offspring, no children. So he was worshipping Jagannath to get a son, but he got a daughter. So when she came to that age to be married, then as it was the custom in those days, all girls first they will be offered to Jagannath, then to husband. Because Jagannath, we have our actual relation with Jagannath, all. So this father also offered her to Jagannath. Then Jagannath appeared to him and said, I have one servant whose name is Jayadev Goswami. You give your daughter in marriage to him. He's very renounced, but you give to him. Then that Brahmin took daughter to Jayadev Goswami and told him, you marry her. Jayadev Goswami refused, but Brahmin did not listen, and he just left. Padmavati was her name there. Then Jayadev Goswami said, you cannot remain here. You tell me which place you want to go, then I will take you there, but you cannot remain here. I'm not interested. Then she cried and said, no, it is the order of Supreme Lord Jagannath. And also that you are my husband. And my father also, he brought me to you. So you are my all in all. If you will not accept me, then I will bow down to you here and I will die. So when she was so determined, and Jayadev Goswami understood it is Jagannath Dev's desire, and really she is devoted to Jagannath and fully following this dharma, then he accepted as desire of Jagannath, so that they can assist each other in the service of Krishna, not for any other material enjoyment or anything like that. No, because already he was renounced, he was not interested, and she was also not. Both are devotees. So for that purpose, so then Jayadev Goswami was writing Gita Govinda by revelation. What came in his bhajan, he saw that Leela and he was writing. But when it came that one day Krishna wanted to beg forgiveness from Radharani, so he approached her, he misbehaved something, then he wanted to beg for forgiveness, he approached her and bowed down and wanted to take the dust from the lotus feet of Radharani on his head. So Jayadev Goswami, seeing this lila, he was hesitant to write this, because in general, the like Supreme Lord, those such pastimes were not revealed at that time in general. So he was hesitant that how Supreme Lord, the Master of everything, he will bow down to Radharani and accept the dust from her feet. He was hesitant to write. So he did not write, and he thought, let me take a bath in the ocean and let me see when I come back. So he told to Padmavati, I'm going to take bath. And he went. Then after very little time after that, Jayadev came back. And Padmavati was surprised. You just left to take your bath. Why you came so quickly? Then Jayadev said, I was on the way and suddenly I remembered something. So I wanted to write down so that I will not forget later. So I will just write, then I will go. So he went to the room and wrote, and again went out. There, Padmavati was seeing. Then again, after little time, Jayadev again came back. Then Padmavati said, how you came so quickly? First you left, then you very quickly you came back. Then you wrote something and you went back again to take bath, and now again you are quickly. What is now? So Jayadev was surprised. What she is speaking? I went to take bath, I did not come back. What she is speaking? So he was meditating and he understood something is there. Then he went in his room and he saw where he finished in the middle of the sentence about that. He could not write. Then Krishna wanted to take the dust from this was missing in the sentence. So now when he came to his room, he saw that was written till the end of the sentence. Then he understood that actually Jagannath or Krishna came in the form of Jayadev to write that down, because I was hesitant. But really that lila is there, it is truth, it is a fact. So this happened, so he fainted, and then he bowed down to Padmavati and said, you are most fortunate. You got darshan of Jagannath himself. I am not that fortunate. That was Jagannath who came. He wrote that down. So in this way, that Gita Govinda was yes, I did not get that opportunity. So you see, lady, wife and husband is saying you are very fortunate because both are devotees. We should appreciate devotion in other, not bodily these things. In Varna Ashram Dharma, following, there is some this who has what duties and low and high and all these things for the benefit of all. But in devotion, such consideration is not there. It is only about devotion, dedication in the heart. So whoever has more devotion, he is superior, and each devotee is very happy to see devotion in another, because they are serving same Supreme Lord. Krishna will be happy. There is no envy. So there is mutual appreciation. Then, after he wrote Gita Govinda, Jagannath was so much happy with this. It is like a song book. I did not read because I am not allowed. by Gurudev. That is high topic, Radha Krishna Lila, intimate pastimes. I have no adhikar for that, but it is like a song book, many songs there. So Jagannath liked so much that one day one young girl was singing in one garden that song. And Jagannath came there and hid in the bush and was hearing that Gita Govinda. And then he came back and he was dirty and some thorns were on his body and like this. So the king, when taking darshan of Jagannath, he saw, why is Jagannath dirty today? What sevaks they are doing? He became disturbed. Then he chastised them, but that night Jagannath appeared to king and told him, no, they are not at fault. They did not do anything wrong. I was attracted by Gita Govinda song sang by that girl in that garden, so I went there to hear. That is why I became dirty. I came back. Then king, when he woke up, then he brought that girl to the temple. And he told her, you should sing here for Jagannath's satisfaction. Otherwise, he has to go there. So in this way, this custom started that daily they will sing Gita Govinda for Jagannath. It is a must in the temple. So Devadasis, they will sing, or some other, they can also sing. That is so much liked by Jagannath. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, when he was in Puri, together with Raya Ramananda and Sarup Damodar, he would hear these songs of Gita Govinda and Chandidas and Vidyapati and dramas of Raya Ramananda, these topics, only with them, because they are qualified. He heard, Mahaprabhu was never pleased to hear books or verses that contradicted Siddhanta, nor did he like hearing rasabhas, an improper mixture of devotional sentiment. One who is a realized soul, what he will write from his realization, that will be correct. Because that is not coming from material mind, it is coming from transcendental plane. So there is no rasabhas, no apasiddhanta. So those songs are bona fide. Not that just anyone will write something out of his sentimentalism that will be accepted. No, Mahaprabhu did not want to hear. First, Sarup Damodar had to check whether it was bona fide. Then Mahaprabhu would hear. Otherwise not. So we heard in Chaitanya Charitamrita, one poet, he made one song. Outwardly it looked like good, but Sarup Damodar understood, no, this is full of apasiddhanta there. And he chastised that poet. You made so much apasiddhanta. Then that Brahmin, that poet, was simple-hearted. He did not argue back. Then Sarup Damodar told him, first, you have to study Bhagavatam from pure devotee. And you have to take exclusive shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and daily you should associate with his associates. Then you will be able to understand the waves in the ocean of Siddhanta. So we have to realize the meaning of Bhagavatam from pure devotees by devotion. Then you can write. So, but Mahaprabhu was very happy by singing the songs of Vidyapati, Chandidas and Gita Govinda. Like now we are singing the songs of Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Narottam Thakur, mostly, because they are pure devotees. and they pleased Supreme Lord by these songs. So if we sing these songs, then Krishna will be pleased. And also other songs, Raghunath Das Goswami, Radhikashtaka, and those means some pure devotee, Acharya, those songs. And Rupa Goswami's Radhe Jai Jai Madhava Daite, Krishna Deva Bhavantam Bande, and Dashavatar Stotram from Jayadev Goswami, and these songs by established real devotees. Day and night, Mahaprabhu ecstatically relished the songs of Chandidas, Vidyapati, and Ramananda Rai's place, as well as Krishna Karnamrita. This is by Bilva Mangal Thakur. We heard about him. At first, he was under the control of lust. Then that prostitute told him, if you would have such eagerness to get Krishna as you have for this body of bones and flesh and blood and these dirty things, then your life would be successful. Then he understood, yes, it is right. Then he went towards Vrindavan, and on the way he plucked out his eyes, you know the history. Then Krishna took him to Vrindavan, and with spiritual eyes he saw all Leelas and everything. Then he wrote Krishna Karnamrita from realization that Mahaprabhu relished, and Gita Govinda in the company of Sarupa and Ramananda. They are Madhuras devotees and both pure devotees, so they are allowed, but not everyone, because we will misunderstand as man and woman relation of this world based on lust. We cannot understand that Leela without proper procedure and realization of what is that. It is transcendental. Then also one day Jayadev Goswami in Puri, he was repairing his cottage straw roof. So it was quite hot on that day. He was on the roof. Then he saw that he thought his wife is holding that rope and assisting him so that he can quickly finish repairing that roof. From down she was giving. So that was quickly done. Then he came down and he said to his wife, I am very grateful to you. You helped me today. You are always helping me. Then she was surprised. What, I helped you? I was not in the house at that time. I was some other place. Then Jayadev Goswami again, he was surprised. Then what happened? Then he went to bow down to his Radha Madhav deities, and he saw that Madhava's hands he's holding, they were black from that rope and from that straw like this. They were dirty. Then he understood that it was actually Krishna, Madhava, his deity, who was helping him. See, Krishna also is serving his devotees, such real devotees. And as deity, he can do everything. It is not, he is a statue, some material thing. No, deity is Krishna himself. He can do anything. So many pastimes also with deities. So here also, Madhava helped him. So both, you see what kind of devotees they are. Jayadev Goswami got darshan of Mahaprabhu, and Padmavati got directly of Jagannath, and again here Radha Madhav like this. They are on that platform. There is no any sense enjoyment here, nothing. And they did not have any children also, because it was not the desire of Supreme Lord. Sometimes he desires, as we heard in the case of Srinivasacharya or Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he blessed that Brahmin to have a devotionally inclined son, because that son will then take up the service of Radharaman Diti after the disappearance of Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and that family will then continue. So sometimes it is the desire of Supreme Lord, sometimes not. So we have to act according to the desire of Supreme Lord. Then that will be beneficial for all. Any kind of separate interest will hamper our eternal welfare. Then, one day, our Gurudev told, it is not here in the book, but in the Harikatha, Gurudev told that appearance day of Radha Madhav came near. So Jayadev Goswami was thinking, let me make a big festival, like we are having in our mat, annual festival. On the appearance day of Diti, there is a big festival and 5 days Harikatha and many guests and distinguished personalities. A big festival, prasad distribution, Nagar Sankirtan, everything. So Jayadev was thinking, let me make a big festival for the appearance of Radha Madhav, but he has no money, he's poor. That does not mean that he is disturbed. He has what he needs by the grace of Krishna. But now also he wanted to make festivals, so he went to beg to collect. So he collected much money, and while he was returning home, some robbers, they attacked him and they took all the money, and they also cut off his hands and feet and threw him in one pit to die there. So you see what kind of arrangement. He went to collect for the service of Radha Madhav, and this happened. Is it not by the will of Krishna? Can anything happen without the will of Krishna? So he was thrown there, but because he is a pure devotee, he was there and he was loudly chanting Krishna now. He did not say, "Oh Krishna, you are so cruel to me. I will not worship you. What you did to me." No. He was repeatedly calling Krishna. Mahamantra, loudly he was chanting. For 3 days he was there inside. And then the king came by, because he was on a hunting expedition. Kings, they can do that. Only kings. When there is no war, for the sake of practicing archery and these things, they are allowed, but not anyone else. So he was there and he heard that someone is calling loudly the names of God. He went there and he saw Jayadev, and he rescued him and took him to palace and treated him and everything. And then he also called Padmavati to come there. So then Jayadev Goswami was cured. Then one day those robbers, disguised or dressed as a Vaishnavas, as a devotees, with tilak and tulsi mala and dhoti and these things, they came there to king. Jayadev Goswami recognized them. They also recognized Jayadev Goswami. He knows everything, but because they were outward appearances of Vaishnavas, he made nice reception and everything, but they became afraid that the truth will come out. So they said, no, we will not stay here. So Jayadev Goswami requested the king to give them some money for the way, and also some escort to take them on the way. So when they were going, because they were afraid that the truth will come out, then they said to those escorts of the king that Jayadev Goswami, we were before we became devotees, we were working for one king. So that king, for some good reason, told us that we have to kill this man. So that is why, being afraid that the truth will come out, he sent us away. They spoke this. Because they're like working for some other king. So maybe he cheated something, the king or something, so king gave punishment. So for good reason we tried to kill him, but he's alive, what to do? But there was a good reason, we are not at fault. He is trying to hide himself, that is why he sent us away. So this they spoke, this lie. So Mother Earth could not tolerate that. She just opened Mother Earth and swallowed them all, died there on the spot. And those escorts, they were astonished to see what kind of punishment they got. And you will find in Bhagavatam, in the Leela of Bamandev and Bali Maharaj, he promised to Bamandev that I will give you that. So Shukracharya said, no, you should not give. Then he said, how I can not fulfill my word, speaking lie and like this? And Shukracharya also said, no, sometimes you have to say lie also. You will find in Bhagavatam. Shukracharya said, if you tell how much money you have, if you have a lot of money, then all the robbers and the others, they will come. So you should not tell you have much money. You should tell I have nothing. That is beneficial in that circumstance. And also if some lady is running, some rapist or some robbers or someone, they are chasing that girl. They want to rob and rape and like this. So they come to you and they ask you in which direction she went. At that time also you have to say lie. And many he gave. In Bhagavatam we will find. Gurudev said you cannot refute him. But still, Bali said no, I promised. And also because if you say he is Supreme Lord, then he is the best recipient. And even if I will not give, he will take by force. And if he is not Supreme Lord and he is just one dwarf, then how much he can take by the 3 feet? What I will lose? So I will not speak lie. So in that connection, in Bhagavatam, there is one saying by Mother Earth. We have to think about this very minutely. Nahyasatyat parodharmati chovacha bur iyam sarvam sodhum alam manye ritelik aparam naram. There is no greater irreligiousness than untruth, says the Earth Goddess. I can bear any burden other than that of a person who constantly lies. We are lying because of some self-interest. We don't want to say the truth because that will hamper fulfillment of our some self-interest, like name and fame or something, or for the sake of money like this there. Nowadays in Kali Yuga, this is very common. In Satya Yuga, no one would even think about speaking lie. No one was speaking lie in Satyuga. That is why immediately when Sanda and Tamarka told to Hiranyakashipu, no, we did not teach him Vaishnavism, he believed because no one was speaking lie. But now in Kali Yuga, it is difficult to find someone who does not speak lie. So our Gurudev told you have to check after everything what one said. There is always doubt whether that was truth or lie. That is Kali Yuga. So Mother Earth also, she's telling that is very irreligious. So I don't carry that burden. So nature is that she's reacting back. Earthquakes also are due to this. Gurudev told when so much lying is going on, then the atmosphere is polluted. For that reason also earthquakes and these natural catastrophes, they are coming. Nature has to balance. Also Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he quoted from some Purana or some, maybe Upanishad somewhere, some sage said, when there is too much lying, then epidemics also will come. So many things. That is sin. You will find in Puranic Charitavali how they were keeping this truthfulness. Harishchandra, and they so much trouble they had to undergo just to keep truth. But it is beneficial for eternal welfare. So, the servants of a king, those who were escorting, they saw how they were punished in front of their eyes. Then they came back to king and they reported everything what they saw. Then the king inquired from Jayadev Goswami, and Jayadev Goswami said, yes, really they attacked me, they robbed me, they did this. But they don't understand that sadhu has a forgiving nature. Sadhu never wants to take revenge because he has no desire to fulfill. He is not disturbed. So sadhus, even if someone does something wrong to them, they are always forgiving. Once Srila Brihad Bharati Maharaj, he told me that we are saying we are doing bhajan, but we have to see whether there are some results in our bhajan. Otherwise, there is some mistake there. We may do outwardly, but if there are no results, so then he said there are like those in bhava stage, kshantir, and not wasting time and getting taste in chanting. So he said that is in bhava stage. But before that also, up to some percentage, they have to appear already. So at that time when he was telling me, he gave importance on the first one, kshanti, forgiveness. If there is no forgiveness, then your bhajan is not, you are fulfilling some other desires, trying to fulfill some other material desires. He said, how sadhus, they can be forgiving? Because they see it is by the will of Krishna. He is the only one who is giving the results, no one else. So either it is I'm getting the result of my previous action, that is for the, if we are still in purifying stage. But Srila Narayan Maharaj also, he told that sometimes someone may not have any fault, like Haridas Thakur, Prahlad Maharaj, or Ambarish Maharaj, they have no fault. But, or here, Jayadev Goswami, no fault. But Krishna is using them to give some teaching to the people, or to sing their glories and like this. For them, Krishna also sometimes making. So they're seeing it is by the will of Krishna. So they have no blaming mentality or no hostile mentality and no revengeful mentality. So Jayadev here, he explained to king, they don't understand that sadhus are forgiving. But Krishna does not tolerate. Krishna has to punish them so that they will learn that is wrong. A saintly man does not seek revenge from those who have done evil toward him. He attempts to satisfy them with polite behavior. Even so, the Lord's flawless dispensation will make them suffer the consequences of their own sinfulness, as he did in this case. Always it will happen. Like Suruchi mother, she did misbehavior to Dhruva. So later on she was punished. But though she did wrong, Dhruva did not blame her for his own suffering. As mother told him and as Nara told him, Krishna is the giver of fruits. They may be instrumental. So you should not have hostile mentality or this blaming. Otherwise, Krishna will not be pleased. So because Dhruva accepted, he was protected by Supreme Lord directly from all ferocious animals and everything. So that is the only way how we can be protected, not by trying to change others, but by changing ourselves. By accepting, I did wrong before. That is why Krishna mercifully is giving now. So they are not blaming, and then they get protection. And also others, they change their behaviors toward them. So this we have to practice. That does not mean that they did not do wrong. They did wrong. And they will be punished. But from my side, I have to see in that way, they are not the cause of my suffering. So this we have to remember. I read from Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj. We are sadhakas, so we have to get some fruits of our karma. We have to see it is the grace of Krishna. But even pure devotees, they will also have to undergo many things, because Krishna wants to show their glory to the world, to teach by example others. So they're also accepting as the will of Krishna. What Jayadev did nothing wrong. Ambarish also did nothing wrong. Then one time also it happened, at that time still wives, when the husband dies, they will also enter into that fire in crematorium along with husband, give up their body. So the queen saw that her sister-in-law's husband died. So now she will also have to die. So she was mortified hearing this. Then she asked Padmavati, how is it? This, I am mortified. Then Padmavati said, no, a chaste lady, when her husband will die, she will also die naturally. Husband is her life. So when he will go, then she will also naturally die. That is according to Varna, Ashram, Dharma, and if husband is correct and wife is correct. Nowadays, you will not find this, so we should not try to do this at home. The thing is, we have to serve Krishna. If husband is not a devotee or like this, then wife should not, for the sake of this thing, give up her body, which is meant for the service of Krishna. No, that is not correct. That is in that sense. But here also this was shown. So then Queen thought that, oh, really it is so. Then one day Queen gave false news to Padmavati that actually your husband suddenly he died. Nowadays we are also hearing sudden deaths are increased. There is some reason behind this. So here also she said, suddenly he died. Then Padmavati, hearing that news, she also died. Then Queen was worried, oh, I caused this. She dropped dead hair. She also suddenly died. Then she was very sorry and she told to King what happened. Then King came to Jayadev Goswami and he said, you bring her back to life. Then Jayadev Goswami came to Padmavati and was chanting Harinam in her ear. Then Padmavati came back to life and just as if just awoke from sleep. She could not remember anything. She became alive. Because husband is alive, so her life is also there. So we see in Vaishnava literature, many raising from death is also happening. It is not only in Christianity. In Vaishnavism, you will find many such examples, raising from death. So Jayadev Goswami, because he was alive, he chanted, then she also got life back. Then Queen understood, yes, it is true. So that is ideal. We cannot imitate. Our target is service of Krishna. Then King and Queen, along with their courtiers and servants, paid their obeisances at their feet. Jayadev and Padmavati. They understood their glories. King also became his disciple. Then, after some time, Jayadev Goswami wanted to go to Vrindavan, and he took leave of King and Queen, and he took Radha Madhav Ditis with him to Vrindavan. There is still one temple, I think it is near Keshigat, yes, near Keshigat. There, in that place, he was worshipping his Radha Madhav Ditis, and he was also singing Gita Govinda, and all the Brajavasis, they were very happy and they were entranced to hear that song. So one merchant built a large temple for the deities on that side. So some say that Jayadev Goswami returned to his birthplace Kendubilva after living in Vrindavan for many years. Then he spent the rest of his life there performing his bhajan. He would make the long walk to the Ganges every day to take his bath there. One day, for some reason or other, he was unable to make it. Ganga Devi was so kind to him that she came personally to the village of Kendubilva so that he could bath in her holy waters. It is said that he left the body in Kendubilva, and every year on the first day of the month of Magh, a large festival is held there in his memory. On today's day, I think, Disappearance. But there is difference of opinion. Some say he left his body in Kendubilva, some say it was in Puri, and some say that he went to Vrindavan. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, his opinion is that Jayadev Goswami left this world from Jagannath Puri. Though some people say that Jayadev Goswami returned to Kendubilva to spend his last days, there is no indication anywhere that he brought his Radha Madhav deities with him. In fact, these deities were taken by the king of Jaipur to a place named Ghati sometime after Jayadev Goswami's passing away, and they are still being served in the Jaipur area. Jaipur was very strong at that time, Hindu kings, so there was no danger of Muslims destroying deities there. So that is why many deities were brought to Jaipur, like Radha Govinda deities also of Rupa Goswami, Radha Madan Mohan of Sanatan Goswami and others, they were brought there. This also. Jayadev Goswami's disappearance day is on the 6th day of the waning moon in the month of Paush. Yes, so another, they are making their festival. So today is his Jayadev Goswami's disappearance day. I am going down to him and also to Padmavati and praying their causeless mercy. We are also singing that Shrita Kamala Kucha Mandala, that is also written by him. Song, so many songs he wrote. And Gurudev told that he is a devotee in Madhuras, but still he is singing the song, singing the glories of all different avatars, because he knows they are same person. Keshavadrita Kurma Sharira. Keshava took that form, same person, and as one child of one mother, he gets some education and then another education like this. So many titles he gets, doctor, engineer, that, so many things. It's the same person. So like that, Supreme Lord is same person but has many leelas. So devotees, they like to sing the glories of Supreme Lord in his many leelas. They're not narrow-minded, sectarian like this. They sing, knowing same person. So I'm praying his causeless mercy. Tomorrow is Lord Chantakur. We will hear about him.